It is cooking in the capital as the sun bakes across Mackellar Park for this all-important fixture between Canberra United and Perth Glory. Good evening and welcome to Canberra, the land of the Ngunnawal and Ngambri people, for round 14 of the Ninja A-League. It's a result that the home side need to stay in touch with the top six and give themselves a little distance from the chasing pack. Canberra sitting in 8th coming into tonight's match, while the travelling Glory, but buoyed by their stoppage time winner last weekend, arrive in 9th spot on the ladder. It's a very warm afternoon in Canberra, 30 degrees Celsius, pushing the mercury. Tough conditions for the travelling Glory, tough always to play at Canberra. The parochial home crowd make themselves known to the travelling teams. So both teams just waiting for last preparations in the tunnels. Last weekend, Canberra got a point on the road against Newcastle, while Perth secured all 3 points in a massive 95th minute winner thanks to a brilliant free kick from Ella Abdulmasi. And a warm welcome on a hot afternoon as both teams make their way out onto a lush-looking Mackellar Park. Well, let's have a look at how the home side is lining up tonight. Anthony Jagarenek makes 3 changes to his starting 11. Maya Markovski, Alex McKenzie and Darcy Malone each make a start, with Holly Murray dropping out of the matchday squad entirely. Ruby Nathan on the pine, and she's joined by the all-time leading goal scorer, Michelle Heyman, whose load and minutes are being managed ahead of a busy few weeks. Liz Anton in the captain's armband, up against her former side today, where she made 62 appearances for Glory across 4 seasons. Today, just her 13th in green. But the 26-year-old is quickly becoming a mainstay at the heart of Canberra's defence. As for the travelling Glory, it's 2 changes to the starting 11. Georgia Cassidy is out with a quad strain. Gabby Holler a late withdrawal too, with what is understood to be a soft tissue injury. And so a slight shuffling of the deck chairs brings in Charlie Wainwright and Izzy Folletta. Sarah O'Donoghue returns to the matchday squad on the bench since recovering from an ankle injury. Well, it's been a busy few weeks for Caitlin Douglas. The 28-year-old announced as an injury replacement player for Kelly Brown in early January. Today, just her 5th appearance back in purple, and in that time, she's already equal leading goal scorer for the Glory with 3 goals to her name. And with the likes of Gabby Holler unavailable this afternoon, she will have a big afternoon ahead of her. Well, a well-known figure on this very sideline, Anthony Jagarenek, has spent many a game here looking after Belconnen United for over a decade of success, but this season, his first in charge presents a different prospect. The stakes are high and the 3 points couldn't be more important this afternoon should he want to keep his side heading towards finals football. Experienced campaigner at the centre of the park today, Georgia Ghirardello, taking care of proceedings. She's assisted this afternoon by Alexis Johnson, Vicky Clark, and our 4th official for the day is Delphina Shakespeare. Well, at the other end of things, Stephen Peters, another first-year coach, but he'll be familiar with a number of the Canberra players, a handful of them having already been coached by him during his time at Macarthur Rams in the New South Wales NPL. So a bit of inside scoop from the Perth bench this afternoon. Well, it's been anything but happy travels for Perth and Stephen Peters on the road this season. Of their 7 away games, they haven't won a single one, 2 draws and 5 losses, yet to find the full 3 points on the road. And Canberra, Mackellar Park, particularly a tough place for teams to travel. And it will be Canberra with the kickoff. As both teams stand in readiness, and we're underway at Mackellar Park for round 14 of the Ninja A-League. And it is Canberra in their home green kit up against Perth Glory in their travelling whites. Alongside me, and a player who knows a bit about travelling to play at Canberra is former Western Sydney Wanderer and Matildas legend, Kath Canoulian. Knowles, a tough place to travel, but a huge game at hand this afternoon.
It sure is, and I've had plenty of memories at Mackellar Park, that's for sure. And What a cracking game we're going to have here in Canberra's capital.
Well, Canberra with an early flash forward. Warm conditions as the ball swung in high and wide over the crossbar just to relieve the pressure. The kick from Tegan Vertilicio up and over, but Kath, you've been to Mackellar a few times. The crowd is right on top of you. How hard is it a field to travel to?
It sure is. It's always been one of the toughest places to go and play, and the crowd from start to finish, whether they're winning or losing, is always right into you, and you can see how close they are to the action there, and it's always just a tough place to go and take home 3 points.
Well, Liz Anton on the ball, the captain for Canberra. She spent 4 seasons with the Perth Glory. That's where she announced herself on the A-League stage. But now she calls Canberra home. But it's always a different prospect when you come up against your former team. There's a little extra edge about those games.
Absolutely, and it would be a tough one for her today, and knowing that she's played with a lot of those girls and them knowing what her game is like, and it would be a little bit nerve-wracking, but I'm sure she's got plenty of experience, Elizabeth Anton, to be able to deal with that, and I think she's been fantastic this season for Canberra United.
Well, it's a warm afternoon in the capital. We've mentioned it, but warrants mentioning, again, 30 degrees Celsius. Really steamy conditions down in Canberra. But a healthy crowd already piling in to Mackellar Park, which is wonderful to see. And a few changes, as we mentioned at the top, for Anthony Jagaranek. The one in particular that caught our eye, Kath, was as well, Liz Anton is dispossessed just at the top of the box. It's a good flurry of attack from McKenna as she looks to turn defence into attack and pin Canberra in their own defensive half. Here's a Canberra throw, and one of those changes for Canberra is Alex McKenzie. She comes back into the starting side tonight. But as I was just mentioning, Michelle Heyman on the bench tonight. One that definitely raised a couple of eyebrows as Perth looked to stream forward, and Izzy Folletta trying to keep things moving. Perth trying to find a way through this Canberra defence. Bertolicio goes to ground, an early cross in. It's helped on by McKenzie, but only up and finds Taylor Young, not quite dealt with. Megan Wynn still with a chance, and now Perth, the strike is away, and it's not a bad one. Always rising as Sally James looks on with perhaps a look of relief.
And we know that she can strike a ball from that distance, and Sally James is probably happy that that one shied away from the goal there.
Well, Sally James, another player who also spent some time at Perth as referee Georgia Ghirardello is just jogging over to have a quick word. A quick chat with the two former Perth Glory players in Sally James and Liz Anton. Sally James, 2 seasons at Melbourne City and just 2 games with Perth last season. Really struggled to get game time ahead of an in-form Morgan Aquino at the time. But here she is looking to play out in green. That one long and wide. Perth throw. Well, Izzy Folletta, the 24-year-old, we know that she's a versatile player. Can play pretty well anywhere across the back line and has slotted in this afternoon for Stephen Peters' side. Long searching ball over the top. Drops, and that's a good run through. As Wynn looks to make something of it, she's brought to ground. Georgia Ghirardello says there's a little too much contact there.
She just mistimed that tackle there.
Well, Hayley Taylor-Young, 14 appearances this season for Canberra, 14 starts. A difficult year last season, injury ravaged, but a regular on the team sheet for Green this year, but now with a bit of defending to do. A couple of options standing over the ball as the wall is just marshalled back a little further. Plenty of numbers in the box as well. Early chance here for the Glory. A left-footed option, a right-footed one as well. McKenna on the left, it's swung in. Not a bad delivery as well. Nodded away from Markovski. Defensive header drops to the top of the 18. Folletta closed down by Malone. Johnston keeps things alive for the Glory. They try and make a second chance of this. Here's Wynn. Hooks across in. Bounce in one. Is collected by Taylor Young, but not dealt with. Here's Chinema. Heavy contact on the edge of the box as Emma Robers goes to ground. And still alive for Perth. Canberra just struggling to alleviate the pressure at the back. So, Canberra throw, trying to make their way out of their own defensive half. They've pinned themselves in there, or Perth have done well to keep them locked in. Johnston. Taylor Young's header. Johnston again, pokes it back to Zog. Still with Perth. Helped on by Wynn. Into the legs of Tegan Bertolicio, the 18-year-old. So Perth look to switch to the point of attack. Nice physical presence on the top of the box there from Charlie Wainwright. Captain Dalton keeps things moving for Perth. Nice little give and go, interrupted well by Anton. Just a sustained period of pressure Perth Glory applying to Canberra United's defence. Johnston trying to find a way through. McKenna. Johnston again. Plenty of touches early on down that right-hand attacking flank for the Glory. Here's Megan Wynn. The Welsh international, we know she's got a long throw. We'll look for the long throw option. There it is. Over the heads. Canberra United have got to be prepared for that one. They know for Perth that that's at their disposal with Wynn. Now Chinema. Folletta inside to Tatham. Zog. Again, switch of play from Perth. Centre in ball from Johnston is a little flat. But still, Canberra United under a bit of pressure. Great physicality on the ball shown by Tian McKenna. Here's Folletta driving into space. Releases the run of Douglas. Fantastic form for Glory since coming in to the side. Perth throw, Izzy Folletta just assessing the options. Finds it through the run of Captain Dalton. Malone hooks it away to clear, drops to Chinema. Stamich Floody just releases pressure, but that touch brings the pressure right back on top of Malone, and she's fouled Wainwright in the middle of the park. Early card, a yellow one indeed to Darcy Malone.
She knew she had to do that there. She just gets caught out there on a bad touch, and she gets punished for that, and she knows that Perth's on a breakaway, and she just does a nice little cheeky professional foul there.
Well, third yellow card of the season for Darcy Malone. An early one to hold on as well in the 10th minute. Bit of a difficult distance here for Perth to make something of this, but again, it's McKenna over the ball. Chips it in harmlessly into the hands of Sally James.
I'm not sure if she's trying to chip this or she's actually going for a strike on goal there, Grace.
Yeah, a bit of an awkward distance to really manufacture a meaningful chance from, as that long clearance finds its way over the sideline deep into Perth's defensive half, and that will be some welcome relief for the Canberra United defence. And so the last time these two sides met was just back in round 4, late November, a 1-1 draw that day. The points could not be separated, and with goals thanks to Izzy Dalton and Mary Stanich-Floody. Bit of a tumble, Grace Johnston goes to ground. Kath riddle me that one.
I'm not sure with that one. She just trips over her own feet and then gets herself a little bit caught on the ground there. Nevertheless, a little bit of relief for Canberra United here, because it has been majority of Perth Glory.
A really good chance. Mary Stanich-Floody standing over the ball. Casey Dumont looking right into the sun. Needing a good, sharp delivery. Finding a Canberra head on the end of this one. Stanich-Floody. High, long, gets caught underneath. Bethany Gordon on the edge of the 18. Keeps possession for Canberra. Helps it back in, and Stanich-Floody looks to get the follow-up ball, but that one's a little bit long. Well, a win for Canberra tonight would put a bit of necessary distance between them and the chasing pack. Canberra come in on 18 points, Perth on 12 coming into this fixture. So a win for Perth wouldn't actually see them move from 9th spot on the ladder, but a win for Canberra has a lot more riding on it in terms of finals contention, top 6.
Which I find very interesting, Grace, we're leaving someone like Michelle Heyman on the bench. I understand in terms of managing minutes and loads, but I'd probably do the reverse and look to start her and see how the game progresses and then look to pull her off at some stage of the game. But every coach has their differences in the way they want to play things out.
I know it's a busy schedule coming up for the Matildas, of course, with the She Believes Cup not too far around the corner on Network 10 and Paramount Plus, and of course we imagine Michelle Heyman will be part of those games. Here's Douglas. She's been exciting since coming back in, and she's looking to create something for Perth. But it's helped away, and Markovsky comes through, only for it to drop back to Perth, and a fairly transitional patch here at the moment. Both teams really struggling just to get the ball settled on the surface. It's a beautiful pitch at McKellar Park. But nonetheless, it will be free kick for Canberra. I think a player just returning from an offside position. So Tegan Bertolicio looks to get forward. Her first touch just lets her down slightly, and now Perth have a little bit of room to run into the ball. Needed to be better than Liz Anton, as she's done so many times this season already for Canberra. Tidies up. Long sweeping clearance from Sally James is good. Canberra steering forward that pass to no one in particular. Well, this is the 31st time the two teams have played each other over history of the competition. Canberra well and truly have the ledger in those games. In fact, Perth have only won 4 of those previous 30. They've shared the points through a draw on 12 occasions, and Canberra have stolen the show on 14 of the games. That said, Canberra haven't actually been able to beat Perth in the last 7 fixtures. 5 draws and 2 Perth wins. Sure, Canberra will want to break that spell. And Perth, well, they're desperate to find their first win on the road this season. Knowles, they haven't had any success when travelling so far this year. It's been a real thorn in the side of Stephen Peters.
And we know how difficult that flight is to come back and forth, you know, week in, week out, travelling. And it's a really, really tough ask on these players. And as we know, not all these players are full professionals as well, which sometimes they've got to get back to work and whatever is the case in their home life. But it is a difficult one and probably something that Perth Glory would have to address if it's something that they're struggling with.
Certainly struggled with it so far this season. Have not won a single away game. Can tonight be the night? Into the 17th minute here at McKellar Park. Still 0-0, no real meaningful chances at goal, fair to say. Either side yet to register a shot on target. That's managed well at the back by Hayley Taylor-Young. Looking for a little bit of support, finds it through the run of Alex McKenzie, who can stream forward on the right-hand side for Canberra, but that hapless pass, well, coolly dealt with in the end by Casey Dumont. A couple of nervous moments at the back. And Perth send it forward. You want it at the feet of Caitlin Douglas at the moment. Dalton, first time strike, just sprays off the boot. And it's actually stayed in, only just dribbling over the line for a Canberra goal kick. Little rueful shake of the head from the captain.
You can see that Dalton there is just a little bit disappointed in herself, knowing that she probably had that little bit more time to be able to take a touch and actually set herself up there for a shot on target.
Well, it fell nicely to the captain. She's perfectly capable from hitting shots from that kind of distance, that kind of range. Didn't quite have the dial in right. Perth looked to fashion another chance going forward. Helped on, and that pass not so helpful after all. Canberra throw. So it was a 2-2 draw last week for Canberra against Newcastle. That was Canberra on the road. Sophia Christopherson in good form at the moment. Her finish ultimately notched down as an own goal, but she's getting herself into some really good positions. The young striker. And for Perth, well, they arrived today after a pretty thrilling finish to their win against Brisbane last weekend as well. It was that 95th minute Ella Abdulmasih free kick, a pretty special occasion, that one, and I'm sure she'll be eager to play a part in tonight's game as well.
There were also some nice words from Dalton that spoke about Ella Abdulmasih asking if she could take it, and Dalton wanted to take it, and it was just interesting to see that, you know, an older player gave in to one of those younger players, but she definitely made great use of that strike, and what a strike it was.
Well, she'd want to. I think the words were just to get it on frame, get it on target, and, well, Abdulmasih did well and truly. She's on the bench tonight, the 18-year-old, and given those heroics last weekend, I'm sure she'll be looking to play a part again tonight. But for now, plenty of football to be played here at McKellar Park. Neither side really able to get a proper foothold on the game, as that's a bit of a clumsy challenge through the back by Tegan Bertolicio.
She's just come in a little bit too late there, Tegan Bertolicio. Just, I love how she puts her hands up like, what did I do? What have I done, ref?
Pleading innocence. Nice switch of play from Perth, still alive with Johnston, and she's been excellent for the Glory this season. Nice little give and go, read well by Taylor Young. Christopherson comes to the ball but is muscled off it. Good strength shown, and ultimately a little too much strength on that occasion. So Canberra can settle things again at the back. Here's Taylor Young. Splitting pass, but Robers can't secure it with her first touch. Of course, we know that Canberra are without experienced centre-back Maddie Asen, the American, who I'm hearing has a few connections with the Philippines women's national team, so that'll be an interesting one to keep an eye on. But I hope to see her back in green soon. So for Perth, perhaps the question today is where the goals are going to come from. We know that Gabby Holler is out with what we understand to be soft tissue injury. Don't yet know the severity of that one, but she's got 3 goals for the season. Kelly Brown as well, not too far away, back in contention, but not quite ready to play a part in this afternoon's game. She's also on 3 goals. And of course, it's Caitlin Douglas in just 5 appearances, already 3 goals to her name, the only player on the park today leading the line in terms of goal scoring.
Which is going to be interesting for Stephen Peters once Kelly Brown is fit and able to come back into the Glory team. What is he going to do with Caitlin Douglas?
Well, he's going to want to keep her around as best he can, because she has been a really bright point in this Perth attack. And of course today as well, Perth without a really talented midfielder in Georgia Cassidy. We understand she's got a quad strain that may keep her out for a few weeks. So the injury ward is starting to lengthen as the season ticks over. Well, a lot happening between the 18-yard boxes, but nothing much in either end. Perth with just the 1 shot, that one not on target. Canberra yet to register a shot, let alone 1 on target. That's a nice little give and go and good shape. Grace Johnson can drive into space, finds the centering run of Tiana McKenna. She's definitely got the range, blocked well by Taylor Young, who's been busy to start. Here's Darcy Malone on a yellow card. She goes down heavy under that challenge and comes off a little worse for wear, but play can tick over with Perth. Here's Folletta. McKenna. Switch of play is good. The chest of Douglas, nice little touch over the top, and finds Tatham, who's continued her run. Johnston looks up, has a target in Dalton, but it's read well by the Canberra defence. Well, calls for patience from the sideline. And Perth, Julia Blige here. They continue forward. Charlie Wainwright. Touch is a little heavy on the corner of the 18-yard box. Ghirardello, the referee, has a think about it, looked to play advantage, but decided there was enough just on the edge of this challenge here, Kath.
Yeah, she does clip her there, and just it's a real close one. When you look at back, you can see that it's just on the edge of the box there, and you just got to stay on your feet in those dangerous areas. You can't jump in like that.
Yeah, particularly dangerous spot right on the edge of the 18-yard box. And I bet Ella Abdulmasi is looking on at this one from the bench with wide eyes. This one held on tightly by captain Izzy Dalton. With her as well is Grace Johnston.
She won't be giving this one up, Grace. It's a beautiful, perfect distance.
Sally James sets her wall. A lot of goals shown behind the wall there. James confident in the positioning. Perth, another set piece. Dalton to take, Dalton to strike. It's up, it's over. And it just drops over the crossbar, not by too much, but had Sally James thinking about it.
And you can just see there, Dalton, just before she strikes that ball, her head goes up, which makes the ball actually start to fly up higher. And sometimes as players, we love to see the ball hit the back of the net.
Oh, yellow card for Tegan Bertolicio, and that's a heavy clash into Folletta. Absolutely took that standing leg out that came through, and Bertolicio goes into the book. Second yellow card for the afternoon. She joins Darcy Malone. Well, strong physical player is Bertolicio, the 18-year-old, but that one hasn't quite got the measure of the tackle right.
There's no malice in that from Bertolicio, but she's just come in strong and just completely missed the ball there. And like you said, Grace, she's a physical presence. She's got those physical attributes. She's a tough footballer. And it's just great to see some of these youngsters now starting to get regular minutes in this Ninja A-League.
For Bertolicio, this is her 10th start of the season. Second season at Canberra United for the 18-year-old. She is another player known to Perth Glory coach Stephen Peters, having spent a bit of time as well at Macarthur Rams, so he'll be familiar with her. But concerning signs here for Izzy Folletta, who came in as at right back today. We saw Tian McKenna, a little shuffle of that back four. McKenna had been playing right full-back in recent weeks, moved into the midfield in the absence of Georgia Cassidy. So Folletta has come in to right back. Oh, she's a tough character, Izzy Folletta.
And she'll be happy that she's got a start today. She's been struggling to make Stephen Peters' starting lineup at the moment, and no matter where you get put on the pitch, if you get asked to play it right back from your coach, you're on, and you want to get those minutes in. So I'm sure she'll be doing everything to stay on the pitch right now.
It's a long looping ball through, a little glancing header, scooped away by Canberra's defence, but not too far, and Dalton gets a makeshift shot away, a little unconvincing though, and it falls harmlessly to the side of Sally James's goal.
She's tried to give it that volley there, but it's a little bit off balanced and didn't get that connection right.
So a couple of half chances for Perth. Just starting to build, but we've not yet had a clear-cut chance. We've not had either goalkeeper really need to make a meaningful save. They haven't been tested at either end of the park, really. Still a very warm afternoon in Canberra, 28 degrees Celsius as the game wears on. Canberra throw. Here's Bertolicio. Malone helps it out for a glory throw. Wynn leaves it for Folletta, who seems to have recovered after that challenge. Folletta inside to McKenna. Dalton, the cross is nice, good shape on it, nodded over by Mackenzie. Douglas looks inside and only finds a green shirt. Chinema. Tatham inside. Wainwright can't return the pass, and that's dealt with well by Darcy Malone. Nine clearances from the Canberra side, which really speaks to the game we're seeing so far. Just the one for Perth. Most of the play has been spent in Perth's attacking half, Canberra's defensive half. As 30 minutes ticks by, and Casey Dumont with a bit of a shallow pass, but Naomi Chinema does enough. Just a slight breeze across McKellar Park. See the corner flags just moving ever so slightly. Anthony Jagaranek on the sideline, as mentioned, a familiar figure at McKellar Park. Spent many years here as the coach of Belconnen United in the ACT. NPL had extraordinary success with Belconnen United, so he's adorned himself to the Canberra fans. Good use of the body. Dalton can drive into space. Turns, procs. Malone's worked really well to get back and pick up the ball, and Markovsky's in a bit of a tussle. Well, possession just been handed over rather a little too easily at the moment. Perth just trying to find a way forward. Folletta stopped in her tracks by Malone. He's Zog. Poked backwards to Dumont, who will clear and relieve the pressure. Dalton. Switches wide to Win. Folletta, eyes forward. Pass, the idea was right. Execution lacking. Glancing header helped on by Maya Markovsky. Back in the starting lineup tonight, Markovsky. She's fairly transitional at the moment. A lot of back and forth. Here's Win. Looking to put the afterburners on, but has Bertolicio to beat. Support in the way of Tatham underneath. Tatham's ball in. Nodded away by Anton. Now Wainwright. She has a go herself, but it bobbles comfortably into the hands of Sally James. A long searching ball over the top, and end-to-end stuff at the moment. Casey Dumont. Johnston. Looks inside, but Dalton is beaten to the ball by Anton. Now Stanic Floody. The crowd rises with her as she streams forward, helps on for Markovsky. Centering ball is not a bad one. Might get a second bite at the cherry. Maya Markovsky. Now Robers. Good use of the body. Almost coolly done by Canberra United. That's seen over for a goal kick. Pressure relieved. Well, 10 minutes to go before the half. Still 0-0 in this round 14 Ninja A-League fixture. 3 points on the line, and two teams who dearly need them. Zog bundles through the back of Christopherson. Canberra do get the free kick in the end.
There's a little bit of a grab of the shoulder there.
So Canberra generally a better first half team. Of the 15 goals they've scored this season, 9 have come in the first half. Perth more so seem to come alive in the second 45 minutes, but for now Perth with some defending to do, and Mary Stanic-Floody floats a ball in, helped on, not a bad looking header off the head of Liz Anton.
You can see here Liz Anton just loses her marker altogether. She's free.
Strong shoulder coming through and clatters in for the third yellow card of the game. Hayley Taylor-Young picks up a yellow for what is a late challenge. Well, 3 yellow cards, all in the direction of Canberra at the moment. Chance as well for players just to get a quick drink. That's Hayley Taylor-Young's first yellow card of the season. As Perth players take a bit of reprieve in the shade. They'll be used to this kind of heat, but nonetheless fairly stifling conditions here at McKellar Park as doctor and physio are out.
We know it must be hot when you see the goalkeeper coming over for a drink break and getting a bit of relief from the sun today.
Goalkeeper and players alike just taking a little refuge in the shade, getting in a quick drink of fluids. Oh, it is a late coming together up against Megan Wynn, and she's gone to ground heavily. Just the side of her head clipped as Taylor-Young came through.
I think the worst part about it is she actually didn't see her coming either, and as she's collected her and then hit the ground afterwards.
Oh, there's some travelling fans. Don't tell Auntie Indy Dos Santos and younger sister Kiki in the crowd supporting Janaea on the bench today for Canberra United.
And it's just a beautiful thing to see sisters cheering each other on and supporting each other, because it's not always easy. As you know, you don't get many days off, and to use your day off to travel down to go and visit and watch your sister play, and it's fantastic to see. The Dos Santos sisters, such talents in Australia.
They really are, and of course Indy on the score sheet yesterday for Sydney. Didn't quite have enough to help her team over the line. Sydney falling short to Adelaide United by 2-3. But Dos Santos continues to shine for the Sky Blues, and no doubt Janaea on the bench today for Canberra, eager for a few more minutes. But for now, the girls in green with a bit of defending to do at the back, off the back of that free kick, and it is Tian McKenna again to take. So McKenna, one arm in the air. Delivery is good into a dangerous spot. Good connection from Markovski. Charlie Wainwright can find a pass inside. Neat pass at that. Here's Chinema. And Folletta recovered from that knock a little earlier. That pass just not on the same page as Dalton.
Just got to keep it simple in those situations. Hit feet, keep it simple, keep the ball moving, stop giving away possession so cheaply.
Well, 5 minutes to play at McKellar Park. It's been a bit of an arm wrestle of a first stanza. Neither side really taking the ascendancy of the game all been able to settle it down. Plenty of attacking options off the bench, and I'm sure we'll see a bit of that into the second half. But for now, it's still Perth trying to find a way through, and they do have the edge in possession at the moment. 0 shots to the home side, 4 for Perth. And of those Perth shots, just the 1 on target. Stanic Floody has a bit to do. Pressure shown by Perth, but helped on by Malone and now Gordon. McKenzie, the pass just lets her down. The oncoming run of Markovski was there. Nice touch from Robers. Malone gifts back possession to Dalton, who can release the run of Wynn. She's returned to her feet. Good to see. Has Bertolicio to beat. Cuts inside. Contact on the edge of the box. Ghirardello waves it away. Still alive for Perth. Bertolicio has to be oh so careful there on the edge of the box, nursing a yellow card.
Absolutely, and if I was Wynn, I'd be running at her all day long now. And she's got the ability 1v1. She's so great at taking on players like this, and she goes for that little change of speed there. And knowing that Bertolicio is on a yellow card, it's something that Wynn needs to keep running at her and keep doing that.
Well, 3 yellow cards for Canberra in this first half. Taylor Young, Malone, Bertolicio, all into the book. A chance here for perhaps for Caitlin Douglas, nodded away by Robers. The captain helps it out wide for Wynn. Eyes up. Ball into the box is a good one, and it's fallen kindly to Nat Tatham. The shot ricocheting off the back of Alex McKenzie, and Sally James opts for the punch. Not convincing. Still with Perth, Grace Johnston. Now McKenna. Izzy Folletta can drive in. Look for a shot herself, and that's high and over. An anticlimactic end to a little flash forward by the Glory Girls.
It's a great ball in there by Wynn into that dangerous area, and Tatham here opts to go for the strike. And again, Folletta backs herself from range there, and
Bethany Gordon looks forward, nodded down by Zog. McKenna, nice pass inside. Dalton looking for the free kick, doesn't come. Malone has a pocket picked. Now Wynn just runs into a brick wall. She's frustrated. So as the clock ticks closer and closer to the halfway mark here at McKellar Park, neither side able to break the deadlock. And neither side really creating much in the way of a meaningful chance. Searching ball over the top, but Casey Dumont can casually come out and scoop that one into her arms. Long to McKenzie. Bobbles in the midfield. Tatham helps it on. Douglas does well to hold it up and then get the return pass. Has Tatham overlapping. Looks for the switch. The idea is right. Read well on that occasion by Bertolicio. Now Wainwright. Just that final touch, that final pass, not coming together for either team at the moment. Zog driving forward. Stops, props, turns out from Bertolicio. Has support in Folletta. The first time cross in is difficult to deal with at the back. Not quite dealt with by Anton. A couple of shouts for a handball there. Well, the fourth official is indicating 5 minutes of extra time at the end of this first half. It's a long 5 minutes coming up on a warm afternoon. Here's Douglas up against Mackenzie, but the offside flag has gone up. And so Sally James can tick down the clock against her former side. Perhaps the second half will find a bit more energy as the sun dips, the temperature drops. But the vocal Canberra crowd don't like anything the way of Perth Glory.
Bit of a shove in the back there from Robers.
Perth free kick. Coletta takes the space, finds Wynn. Wynn's cross off the body of Bertolicio and for a Perth corner. Perhaps a set piece, the opportunity for Glory to fashion a chance here late in the first half. Their first corner of the afternoon. McKenna on set piece duty. Perth have scored twice from corners across the course of the season so far. A couple of hands in the air. Good targets in the box. The ball is a good one, delivered in. Got a down and out. A little bit of pressure relieved for Canberra United's defence, but they'll get another chance. And it's McKenna again who winds up off the head of Markovski. A difficult one for James to deal with, but she does so to a plumb right on her line. Well, from one end to the other, and it's Sophia Christopherson giving chase. Here's Malone. The field is quite stretched late in the first half. And Taylor Young-Robers concedes a bit of territory. Anton and Taylor Young again. Closed well by Wynn. And frustration just flaring. There will be a Canberra United free kick on that occasion. Wynn holding on a little too long. So 3 minutes of the stoppage time has elapsed. About 90 seconds to play here. What can Canberra fashion late in this first half? Falls kindly to Robers, looks to cut onto a left. It's read well and dealt with well by the Perth defence. Robers again, poked away by Dalton. Closed down well, Markovski. Now Gordon. Looking for the pass, only finds one backwards. Nice touch by Anton. Well, that's asking just a little too much of Maya Markovski. Under 60 seconds of stoppage time remaining in the first half. Plenty to chat about at half-time in the sheds. Both teams looking for a little bit more, and I imagine both coaches looking for a little bit more from their sides. Canberra throw taken quickly. Long and down the line. Chinema. Oh, she can just comfortably see this one out. So that should be just about it for the first half as Casey Dumont looks to line up her goal kick. No interest in playing short, both sides looking to get up and out, and there is the half-time whistle which rings out at Michaela Park as referee Georgia Ghirardello brings the first 45 to a close. It's been a cagey first half with all to play for in the second here in round 14 of the Ninja A-League. Plenty of fluids on board on a hot afternoon in the nation's capital. But neither side able to break the deadlock at the half-time break. And so at half-time, it's Canberra United 0, Perth Glory 0. Well, Kath, let's dive in for a quick look at the highlights from that first half. And fair to say, it was a bit of a slow 45 minutes.
It sure was, Grace. Both teams were really struggling to, keep possession of this ball and really tried to create any sort of goal-scoring opportunities. And you can see Dalton there not being able to put that ball on target, and more of the chances have come for the Perth Glory team.
Some chances through set pieces, a couple of free kicks, a couple of corners, but not a great deal created in open play on either side.
Absolutely, not really any clear-cut chance where you say, wow, that should have been a goal. You can see here another set piece for Canberra United, and Anton losing her marker there, but not being able to put it on target, and a great ball in here by Wynn and Tatham here, hitting and striking that ball, but again, not making much of it either.
And that perhaps the clearest chance of that first half. Alex McKenzie does really well to close the space as that ricochets off her body, but it did fall kindly to Tatham at the far post.
I get another ball in here for Perth Glory, but again, none of the Perth Glory players looking to attack these balls that are getting put into the box. And again, we spoke about chances, but not really any clear-cut chances for either team.
Well, as for the stats, it's been a fairly even encounter across the first 45 minutes. Knowles, Perth perhaps just having the edge, but what's standing out to you at the half-time break?
I think for me here, you can see that Perth Glory's got a lot more of the possession and a lot more shots, but even though they have had the 8 shots, really they've only had 1 on target, and poor Canberra United going into this half-time break with no shots on target or no shots at all in this half is very disappointing.
Well, plenty to look forward to in the second half. Half-time here at Michaela Park, neither side able to break the deadlock. Well, it's half-time at McKellar Park between Canberra United and Perth Glory. Neither side able to break the deadlock after 45 minutes, but tomorrow Brisbane Roar will be aiming to arrest a 3-game losing streak when they take on Wellington Phoenix at Perry Park. Absolute vintage from Tamika Yallop, scoring her 70th goal in the Ninja A-League last week. The Dub Zone panel was singing her praises across the week.
Wizards delivery. Incoming was Kulamir. Yallop! Tamika Yallop has created something out of nothing. And at the Sam Kerr Football Centre, she draws level with Kerr for goals in the Ninja A-League. That was inventive. The nutmeg goal.
There was one great point for Brisbane Roar, and it came with the name Tamika Yallop. Decisive moment with your back to goal to then backheel and score. And what that has done is tie her up with Sam Kerr on 70 goals for second spot on the all-time Ninja A-League goal scorer list. She might have to play till she's about 105 to get close to Michelle Heyman's total there.
It's great, though, that we're seeing Tamika Yallop draw level at the Sam Kerr Football Centre.
Yeah, how fitting.
It's nice to kind of be part of living in the history of the game celebrating its champions, even as the champions are still playing in front of us.
They're still playing, they're still breaking records, and it's really great to see.
Well, a big clash coming up tomorrow afternoon. Let's look at what Narlene Mastu and Teresa Polias have to say ahead of Brisbane Roar taking on Wellington Phoenix.
Final match to wrap up round 14 of the Ninja A-League is a clash between Brisbane Roar and Wellington Phoenix at Perry Park. Teresa, Brisbane a little bit disappointed with their last performance, given that it was kind of their own wrongdoing with sloppy mistakes made in the goalkeeping department as well as the back line. How do they try and become a little bit more assured in possession?
Yeah, we've seen a few lapses in recent weeks, which they've been punished for. So no doubt they would have, gone back, analysed their recent performances, and they'll have to really make a conscious effort to cut out those sloppy errors if they want to stay in the top 6. They'll really have to increase their urgency at the back when they play out, and so that they don't cough up the ball cheaply.
It was great to see, however, that Tamika Yallop equals Sam Kerr's record for the most goals in the Ninja A-League. What does her experience and her leadership offer this Brisbane Roar side?
Yeah, it was really fitting that she achieved another milestone this season. She's been so important to Brisbane Roar, and at the moment the team's going through a bit of a difficult patch, so her leadership, her experience and her goal-scoring ability is even more important.
For the visitors in Wellington Phoenix, their highest goal scorer is Annalie Longo, and she only has 3 goals to her name this season. There is an obvious kind of goal-scoring problem happening at Wellington. How do you think they can kind of have this spark and attack?
Yeah, look, I don't think it's about what they're missing. I think it's more about each individual's consistency week in, week out. And, they've got goals in them. Wynnum can score goals, Main can score goals, Jale and Mania Elliott. But these players can all score and contribute to scoring. But I think they just need to show consistency week in, week out when it comes to converting chances.
Well, both these sides are coming off losses and will want all 3 points in this fixture. You can watch it live on Paramount Plus or 10 Play.
Well, there certainly is a lot on the line at Perry Park tomorrow. We're off to a quick break. All the second half action from McKellar Park is on the other side. But on the way out, let's learn a little more about the Brisbane Roar lineup.
It would be the first goal I've scored. I think it was against Newcastle, and Sean assisted.
Lani Fryer gets a goal, celebrates with her sister.
Tamar's long-range shot.
Early long shot over the top. Tamar Levin. It's spectacular.
My nutmeg goal against Western Sydney.
Still going. Emily Pringle. Brilliant goal. Absolute magic.
I would say my goal against Perth last season when I chipped the keeper.
One-on-one with the keeper. Dinks it over and it's in the net. There it is.
Probably my own goal. Just because, everyone wants to score in the A-League, and as a defender, I only get really limited chances.
Leah Valley with her first goal in the competition.
I think everyone kind of likes to think that they're the best player when they're younger. I birthed boys up in Bundaberg, so I'd like to think that I was always better than the boys. Maybe, I don't know. I think for my role as a defender, I was probably one of the top defenders. No, that was Sean. Probably have a nap with my dog. Spend time with family and friends. Maybe paint, go for a picnic, just, yeah, something where I don't have to worry about anything. Spend the day with my dog. I'd probably do another sport like beach volleyball.
I'd probably set up my own business.
Oh my goodness. I would be a surfer, I think. I hope. I mean, I'm a personal trainer behind the scenes, so I'd probably be doing something in the gym or, yeah, strength and conditioning.
Well, there is all to play for on a hot night in the nation's capital as it remains 0-0 coming out of the half-time break. Still 28 degrees in Canberra, but this game desperately needs a bit more energy and intensity. And so with a big 45 minutes coming up, there is the whistle taking us into the second half. And Catherine Cannuli alongside me. A pretty laboured first half, a pretty slow first 45 minutes, Knowles. What are you hoping to see into this second stanza?
I really hope we can see both teams look to get some controlled possession here and look to start to string more than 5 passes. You can see it's been very transitional in that first half, and neither team have had the ability to be able to build up from the back or create any really clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities.
Plenty of attacking options on the bench, particularly on Canberra's bench tonight. Not much in the way of defenders for Canberra United. Who might you expect to see for either side come onto the field of play in the next few minutes?
I think we've got to see someone that can add a bit of spark into this game, someone like an Aideen Keane or a Michelle Heyman, someone that can make something out of nothing really and just add a little bit of spark. And I think that's what this game needs right now. And there's no better way than after a halftime break, have that little bit of a breather, regroup as a group and really come out and see who wants the 3 points this afternoon in Canberra.
As we mentioned off the top, of 3 points, especially important for Canberra's campaign. A win tonight for Canberra just edges them a little closer as the bench look on longingly. Aideen Keane, Janaea Dos Santos leaning forward there as well with Ruby Nathan and Michelle Heyman. So when we talk about attacking options, there's plenty on that bench for Canberra. And likewise for Perth Glory, Misha Anderson, Miku Sanaga, Sarah O'Donoghue returning to the matchday squad, and Ella Abdul-Masih. But this game certainly needs some energy, certainly needs a spark. But the question being, which will be the first team to turn that on? Here's Bethany Gordon. Malone, Stanic Floody releases the run of Bertolicio. Her first time cross is blocked by Folletta. Malone turns out, back in and tries to nudge it past Folletta, but it'll be a Canberra throw. Redwell by Folletta, cleared to Dalton, and now Tatham can help it on and over. Liz Anton at the back. Pass a little short, perhaps, to Sally James. As that ball has just edged its way over the sideline. So Canberra looking to fashion a little bit more. They were unable to register a single shot in that first 45 minutes. Perth with more of the chances, but only the one shot on target. So not much going on at either end of the 18-yard boxes. Nice little shift of weight from Darcy Malone. Bethany Gordon inside to Stanic Floody, combines with Markovski and can release the run of Alex McKenzie. Decision time for McKenzie. Drops it back to Robers, her cross in over the head of everyone and drops harmlessly to the far post with Izzy Folletta. Canberra throw. Here's Tegan Bertolicio. Perth get good numbers around Maya Markovski. Taylor Young tidies up at the back for Canberra. Canberra players stand and watch as Glory hook it back in their own direction, and again it's Canberra just tidying up at the back.
You can see when Canberra picks up the ball, they're very, very narrow every time they're in possession, and they're struggling to find any width. As soon as they... You can see as soon as they win possession of the ball, they're struggling for any options, and no one's really looking to get on the ball. And you can even see here with Beth Gordon, she's on the ball, she's looking to find someone, and there's not really anyone reaching out to her and say, give me the ball, I want to get on it. And that's what you need in games like this. You need to get players that want to get on the ball and want to start creating.
Dictating terms, a player looking to demand the ball. Good ball speed on hot conditions, make the ball do the work. Simple things, but you're spot on. We're back the other end. Perth look to stream down their attacking side on the right wing. Heavy clattering comes in to the body of Emma Robers, and Charlie Wainwright finishes the shot, but the whistle had gone, long gone. A Canberra free kick. It's all just a bit scrappy at the moment. The second half team, Perth, on a number of occasions have let themselves down. Of the 25 goals they've conceded across the course of the season, 16 of those have come in the second half. So Canberra may be looking to capitalise on that, but they're going to need a little bit more in the way of attacking impetus to find a breakthrough. A little clattering through the back of Markovski by Nat Tatham, so it'll be a Canberra free kick and perhaps an opportunity for the home side to make something, get some numbers forward. Markovski, a good, obvious target, great height in the box. And Mary Stanic-Floody, a wonderful technician over the ball. Can she get the measure on this delivery right? Stanic-Floody, it's a good looping ball into the far post, drops to the edge of the 18. Seen away, and Stanic-Floody again looks to make something of the opportunity for Canberra, off the shoulder. Now with Perth, scoops away for clearance. Taylor Young gets the drop of the ball right. Heavy shoulder coming together between Wynn and Malone. Nothing doing, says the referee, until takes a little longer look and decides it is another Canberra free kick. Just that late arrival of Izzy Folletta caught Christopherson. Well, Christopherson, who's been in some good form for Canberra this year, her third season in green. She technically just has the one goal for the season. Could have had 3, but 2 of those have been recorded officially as own goals. But certainly looked to get herself in dangerous positions, Christopherson. Has had a little bit of a quieter afternoon today, though. So again, a carbon copy a little further inside. Stanic-Floody, what can she create here? The delivery a little straighter, helped on by Gordon. Strength on the ball from Zog. She shielded that really well. Onyeshi Zog, a key part of this Perth defence. Good partnership alongside Naomi Chinema. And Zog, the 27-year-old American, might have a bit of defending to do here. Here's Malone. First time cross into the box. Drops a little threateningly in the 18-yard box. Points to the corner are rewarded. It will be a Canberra United corner. So their second of the afternoon for Canberra, and perhaps if not in open play, then they can create something here off a set piece. The delivery from Robers is good. A palm from Casey Dumont. It's not dealt with, but it is prodded into the back of the net. And finally, there's the breakthrough for Canberra United. It took a set piece. It took well into the second half, but the girls in green have found the breakthrough and finally found the first goal for the afternoon.
That's a great delivery here. Casey Dumont with the sun in her eyes and just can't get that clearance away with that one-handed clearance there. Just can't get it out of that dangerous area. And plenty of Perth Glory players in the box there, but not enough to keep the ball out of the net.
Well, in the end, it was Liz Anton the captain, the former Perth Glory player, who prodded that one home in amongst heavy traffic. It's her first goal for Canberra United and a 4th ever A-League women's goal. The captain's finish, an important one on an afternoon that it just wasn't coming together for either side, but now Canberra with a bit of defending to do. Blocked by Mackenzie. Second time of asking, nodded away by Malone. Falls to Tatham, who scuffs a shot through. Oh, long clearance over the heads of everyone from Sally James. So Stephen Peters looks down at his bench, searching for a response from his team. It's Perth who've had more possession, more shots, more chances, haven't been able to capitalise, and it took a set piece and a bit of a goal-mouth scramble for Canberra to poke one through.
Canberra just lacking a little bit of communication there. Just could have been an easy time for Malone there, and just letting her know that she's got time to bring that ball down and turn and face forward.
Perhaps the energy and the attacking impetus exactly that Canberra needed have been energised from that finish, a captain's finish. Tarkowski looks to help through, but Zog is there to cover. Now Rovers. Under a bit of pressure at the back is Taylor Young, does well. So as the 60-minute mark ticks a little closer, both teams warming up, substitutes on the bench. Perth down one end. But Perth called into defensive duties as Zog comes across to clear. There's the goal scorer, the match winner that came from Abdul Masti late last week for Perth. Nice little touch on the ball by McKenna. Johnston cuts inside. Nice footwork. A bit of a late challenge it seems to be, as Douglas has chased that chance down and picks up a yellow card for a late challenge through the back of Alex Mackenzie. For the first yellow card, the Glory, and the first change of the afternoon as well. And it is Perth who are turning to their bench first. Izzy Folletta with a good shift for the afternoon, replaced by the goal scorer of last week, Ella Abdulmasi, the 18-year-old. Was a dream substitute last week for Abdulmasi, and the other change there is captain Izzy Dalton making way. And a warm return for Sarah O'Donoghue, who's been sidelined for 55 days with an ankle injury. So 2 attacking changes, a couple of sets of fresh legs, trying to find a response to that Canberra United goal. So with 30 minutes to play, plenty of opportunity, ample time for Perth to draw themselves back into this encounter. Nice touch by Chinema. Releases Johnston. Has O'Donoghue inside. Pokes it across to McKenna. Switches to Wynne. She's fast, but not that fast. Confirmation of those changes. The Canberra bench still seated, you can see there on the sideline. You do imagine it's only a matter of time before the Canberra bench is put to use as well.
Here comes the flick on. There it is.
Long, high, searching ball over the top, bounces over. The substitute, Sarah O'Donoghue, the 19-year-old, with some fresh legs up against the speedster in Hayley Taylor-Young. Little shove through the back. Christopherson brings Abdul Masi to ground. So for Stephen Peters' side and his team, trying to find a way to draw themselves back into the game. Less than 30 minutes to play. Canberra with a narrow lead at home. Perth yet to win an away game this season. Perhaps they can make something of this chance here. That cross is not going to harm the goal of Sally James.
I think they were a good couple of changes there for Stephen Peters. He knows that he's gone 1-0 down and he hasn't had much success in away games, and he needed to change something up and to bring these two youngsters on to try and allow some sort of spark for Perth Glory, especially in Ella Abdul Masi, who did score the match winner last week, so she'll be coming into this match with plenty of confidence.
McKenna, she's been sound at the middle of the park for Perth today, been busy. Johnston drives forward on the ball, streams past Stanich Floody. Finds O'Donoghue inside, little touch. Ball is prodded away. Possession gifted back too easily.
Again, Canberra United just giving the ball away way too cheaply, and they've got some quality midfielders. You've got Darcy Malone there, you've got Stanich Floody, you've got Bethany Gordon as well, all three ball-playing midfielders.
But now Canberra with some defending to do as the shot doesn't miss by much. Nat Tatham opportunistic.
She doesn't mind a strike from there, Nat Tatham, and
a little smile as she watches that one float over. Tatham, of course, returning to purple this year, the 29-year-old. Really important cog of experience in this Perth side.
she's also just recently qualified for the Australian futsal team that's just made it for the World Cup, which is fantastic as well.
And she might have left a nice bruise on the leg of Maya Markowski. So free kick taken. Perth first to arrive. A little give and go, and that pass is asking just a little too much of McKenna. She is a willing runner. A couple of chats happening on the sideline of the Canberra bench, but that's a poor giveaway in the middle of the park by Gordon. The shot is taken, a little ricochet makes it a nervy one, but Sally James goes to ground well.
It's a great ball there by Tatham to find O'Donoghue there on the edge of the box, and
well, what can Perth produce here with another flash forward? Cross is blocked well by Mackenzie. Perth Glory corner. Markovski jogging back in to defend. Much as she's a sound aerial threat in attacking set pieces, also an important part of this Canberra United defence. Sally James just barking a few instructions. That will be the in-swinger off the right boot of Grace Johnston. Drops it into a dangerous part on the penalty spot, and that's nodded away for what looks to be another corner.
Johnson's whipped that ball in nicely there, and Perth Glory get another bite of it here with McKenna.
Well, it took a set piece, a corner for Canberra to open the scoring this afternoon. Perth have a right of reply. 2 players out towards the corner flag. Short ball in. It's off the post. It's not dealt with. There's a scrap, a goalmouth scramble, still bobbing around. And it's Emma Robers who puts her boot through it eventually to relieve the pressure. There's a ricochet off the woodwork. Nice little give and go, and still alive for Perth. Another corner, pressure mounting here on Canberra United's defence. Well, glanced off the head of Bethany Gordon and in to the woodwork. Well, just a sustained period here for Glory, and it'll be Grace Johnston again to take. Another good delivery here, asking a bit of Canberra United's defence. Johnston's ball is a good one, near post, meets a green shirt first. Strength shown to get a position, a body position in front. Sarah O'Donoghue tumbled over, but still a Perth throw. Chinema's touch, a little heavy on that occasion. Return to the sideline for some more changes. This time coming from Canberra side of business, and it will be Mary Stanich-Floody making way for Ruby Nathan, the 19-year-old New Zealand junior international, under 17s, under 20s with the New Zealand national team. A mobile striker up front. So with a little over 20 minutes to play, Ruby Nathan needing to busy herself in amongst this Canberra attack. Helped through by Berta Licio. She's gone to ground heavily. Zog. Inside to Abdul Marsi, and Zog helps on. Off the head of Berta Licio. Taylor Young just looking to shield that one out of play, dealt with well by the Canberra United defence. Robers looking to give and go, but asking him a little much of Berta Licio. That'll be a Perth throw. So just the one change so far for Canberra United, but there's a couple more warming up down towards the end, and 2 changes we've seen for the travelling side. So with 20 minutes to play, it's Canberra United protecting a really skinny lead. The finish from captain Liz Anton. The difference as it stands. Took a corner, and it took well into this game to make something. It wasn't a pretty finish either, a bit of a goal mouth scramble we saw from Anton, but she won't mind. So another change, turning to the sidelines. This time it will be Caitlin Douglas making way for Miku Sanaga. 13th appearance this afternoon for Sanaga, the 29-year-old. And Caitlin Douglas really struggled to get a foothold in today's game. That can be said about many of the players today on the pitch. So Sanaga's first job will be to attack this corner. Good punch away from James. Re-entry is lashed away by Markovski. Johnston, she'll size up her own opportunity. That strike always rising.
A little bit ambitious there by Johnston, but unfortunately there was no other options, and she thought, why not back myself from this area?
So the heat just starting to drop out of the temperature at McKellar Park. Still 24 degrees Celsius, but it has been a really warm afternoon as the game stretches on. Stephen Peters, 3 changes he's made from his bench, so really looking to chase this one. Draw his side back on level terms. Canberra throw. Mackenzie looking for a green shirt. Finds it in Nathan. Tatham is first to it for Perth. Nice little step over by O'Donoghue. Steers it out to win. Travels back into her own defensive half, and Yeshi Zog can help on for Perth. Canberra throw. So a couple of conversations happening on the Canberra United bench. Some more movement. Expect to see a couple more changes in the next few minutes. So conversations happening with assistant coach Armin Ugel and Michelle Heyman aiding Keane. Not a bad attacking duo there to come on.
I think also bringing in the likes of Michelle Heyman, an experienced player in this league, and being able to really control the players on the pitch, especially when you are leading 1-0 and not really good things going for you on the pitch for this team at the moment.
Just getting ready there is Michelle Heyman. Switch of play for Canberra. So 15 minutes to play here at McKellar Park. That pass is intercepted by Grace Johnston, who has been a really wonderful point of Perth Glory's defence this year. Second season at the Glory for Johnston. She had just 5 starts last season. This year, she's well and truly established herself as a regular starter. Here's Chinema. Johnston again in a tussle with Mackenzie. Looks to take the throw quickly. Drop of the shoulder from O'Donoghue. That pass a little short. Intercepted and had to be. Robers look to find the run away for all money, but here's Canberra still with some work to do out the back of their own defensive half. Nice strength shown on the ball by Ruby Nathan, and that's a really lovely delivery to Christopherson. First time cross into the box is lacking the quality it really needed, and he is a change for Canberra United. It'll be Darcy Malone making way for Michelle Heyman, so well and truly an attacking change here. The 36-year-old looking to make an impact in the remaining 15 minutes of play, and as well Sophia Christopherson, her day comes to an end and she'll be replaced by Aideen Keane. So two strong attacking outlets, Kath, looking to perhaps extend the lead here at home for Canberra.
And again, bringing on the likes of Michelle Heyman in a game where 3 points is crucial for Canberra United to stay in the pack. And again, they haven't had the greatest of performance this afternoon at McKellar Park, but they have got the lead now, and it's crucial that these next 15 to 20 minutes that they do stay switched on and don't allow Perth Glory to get back into this game.
Well, here's the fresh legs of Aideen Keane coming on. Just her 5th appearance today after being sidelined with injury, the 22-year-old. Against her former team as well today, actually. She played 7 times for the Glory in season 2021-22. Was at Sydney FC last year. Still searching for her first goal in green. So a free kick for Canberra United, rather. Hayley Taylor-Young standing behind the ball, and with Heyman, Keane and Markovski now on the field, some really good aerial targets to aim for. Dumont looking right into the sun. Delivery has to be good, is good. Dumont coolly comes out and collects. Confident goalkeeping.
It's a great take there by Casey Dumont. You can see that she's just urging the team forward and trying to get her teammates further up the pitch and trying to keep them into this game as well, and keep that confidence flowing and giving them a bit of a boost from the back to keep them going.
Well, as described throughout the week by Stephen Peters, the parochial Canberra crowd making their voices heard as that drops to O'Donoghue. Falls really nicely to Sanaga. She can only pick out the palms of Sally James, but that was a really good opportunity for Perth Glory.
Sure was, and O'Donoghue's been great since she's come on, and she's been really in the mix of it, and Sanaga will be disappointed with that. We know how technically great she is, and especially in and around that area around the box.
Yeah, that a prime chance, you'd think, for Perth Glory. Probably needed to do a little better with that. They've been few and far between. And now they've got Michelle Heyman stretching out in front, looking what she can create late in this game at home. Ricochets off the leg and collected by Casey Dumont. But the injection of energy of Michelle Heyman is instantly felt. Iconic at Canberra United, Michelle Heyman. She's been the leading goal scorer at the club on 8 occasions. And so far this season with 5 goals. Should she continue in that trajectory, she'll go a 5th consecutive season as leading goal scorer at the club. It was a huge year last season for Heyman. The best ever 17 goals for the season found her recalled into the Matildas squad. That's a nice little shift of weight from Aideen Keane. Great pace, driving at Perth's defence. Keane releases Nathan, has a bit of space on the right. Nathan dazzles on the ball, and her cutback a little disappointing to Tatham. Tatham's clearance, though, gives Canberra another chance. Still alive for United. So 10 minutes to play at McKellar Park. Canberra holding on to this 1-0 lead thanks to a Liz Anton finish in the 56th minute. And tumble and a tussle with Taylor Young. She turns on the ball. You can hear the Canberra crowd really growing into it. 10 minutes to play.
It's good to see this game starting to get a little bit of fire into it now, and this last 10 minutes of play here is going to be an interesting one.
Well, 3 changes apiece into the second half, and it's definitely injected a layer of energy into the game, much needed layer of energy as well.
Absolutely. I think both teams have made some great changes there and have definitely injected some energy into this game.
That first 45 minutes in particular played at a relatively laboured pace. Still, it's Perth Glory leading the way in measures like possession, shots on target, but they just haven't been able to capitalise in their chances. Tatham goes down a little awkwardly after releasing the pass. Messina, she's returning to her feet. Nice turn, drop of the shoulder from Grace Johnston. She can stream down the left-hand side, gets a shot away, not a bad one. Oh, she's looked lively, Johnston. With that shot, not troubling Sally James.
It was a great turn there by Johnston as well. She knows that there's space in front of her there. She drives into the space and then again allows herself to get that shot off on target, just not enough behind it.
Searching ball over the top. Drops really kindly to Michelle Heyman. Not a bad effort. Thumbs up, show of appreciation to her teammate.
Great use of her body here, Michelle Heyman. She gets the ball, and what a beautiful little half volley there. The way she just times that strike and the way she gets her knee up and over that ball to be able to make that contact is just perfect.
Oh, what a difference she's made, Heyman, since being substituted on. That pass left a little short. It's cleared for distance, and Heyman might have just been in an offside position. Yep, there's the flag, there's the whistle. Well, the last shot Canberra United had on target, and in fact the only shot they've had on target all game, is the one that Liz Anton found the back of the net in. A little reminder that the last time these two teams met back in round 4, it was 1-1 that day. The goal in the first half from Izzy Dalton for Canberra, equaliser in the second from Mary Stanich-Floody. Both of those players now off the field of play. And Canberra still nursing a very narrow lead.
Yeah.
Can they hold on in these final 5 or so minutes of regulation time? So Charlie Wainwright will be the next change for Perth Glory, replacing her, the 19-year-old defender in Misha Anderson. Well, Wainwright had a really productive afternoon in midfield, and for Anderson, just her 6th appearance of the campaign. Set of fresh legs coming into the game. All 6 appearances for Misha Anderson off the bench. Just 70-odd minutes she's played so far this season. Here's Bethany Gordon. Sally James under a bit of pressure at the back. Invites even more pressure, gets herself into a bit of a tangle. Nervy moments for the goalkeeper.
Shaky stuff here from Sally James and trying to back herself against wind there, and she was lucky to get away with that one, Sally James.
Well, heart-in-mouth moments for Sally James, for the Canberra fans, and I'm sure for Anthony Jagaranek. So into the final 5 minutes of regulation time. Perth still looking for an equaliser. They've had enough possession. They've had enough chances. You'd have to think the best of those was the Miku Sanaga one that fell kindly inside the box. Wasn't able to get a neat enough purchase on the strike. And so the search continues. Should the result stand, it will be 8 away games lost by Perth. They haven't been able to find a win. Canberra throw. Keane tries to help on. It's sent back into the attacking half for Perth. Glory throw. Welsh international Megan Wynn lining up the Glory players. Long throw. They know it's coming. Drops. The strike has been lined up by Abdul Masi, but good pressure shown by Markovski. Now McKenna. Nathan chasing over his shoulder. Johnston inside. Looks for the delivery, finds it. Poked away by Bertolicio. Zog. Solid challenge coming through by Gordon. Whistle goes. Canberra United free kick. Wasn't a great deal in that one, but referee's right on hand in the best position to see. McKenna. Anderson. Intercepted by Gordon. Nice little shift of the hips to find her way through, but the pass is interrupted. Now Markovski. Releases Nathan, who strides to keep the ball in play. Ruby Nathan, delivery needs to be good. Centering ball is not a bad one. Skips away. And the release pass is a little wasteful by Perth.
You can see here Perth Glory has just pushed Ella Abdul-Masih a little bit further up the pitch, looking to throw everything at this last couple of minutes.
Long clearance coming off the boot of Sally James. But much the story of this afternoon's game, neither team able to really secure possession. Into the final 60 seconds of regulation time. Perth throw. Abdul-Masih on the ball. Now Tatham. Wynn. Her cross held up by the wind. Little tangle of legs in the box, and Sally James' indecision of what to do. Fallen to Tatham. Lots of green shirts around, and Taylor Young just gets caught on the ball. Heyman coming deep to collect. Markovski, the release pass. Dumont off her line well. Nathan wasn't too far away. Well, unconvincing at the back.
Like a bit of a tangle there in legs, and
it was a bit clunky on all parts there at the back. Sally James unsure what to do with the ball. Taylor Young just getting the ball stuck underneath her feet. Tatham looking a little worse for wear here. As players will take a quick opportunity to grab a drink. Deep into regulation time, where we're ticked over, in fact, to 5 minutes of stoppage time.
you can see here Canberra United just happy just to clear that ball out and get it out of danger. And we know what it's like, especially in this last 5 minutes of this injury time here.
Well, should the results stand, 3 points hugely important for Canberra United, propelling them up into 7th position. Equal on points with Brisbane for now, but definitely keeping them within touch of the top 6. Perth remaining in 9th on 12 points if this 1-0 lead finishes up as is for Canberra. Well, up the road, Central Coast Mariners have absolutely decimated Newcastle. 5-1 the final score there. A red card as well in that game. Claudia Chico sent off in the 77th minute. So a bit of drama up the road. More subdued match here at McKellar Park this afternoon. Half-time over in the Melbourne derby. Victory have a narrow lead there with thanks to Rachel Lowe in the 5th minute. But here, 3 minutes to play. Canberra holding on to a home lead, desperately needing the 3 points. Perth, last couple throws of the dice to see what they can produce. That shot coming off the boot of Sarah O'Donoghue doesn't trouble Sally James. She's been good since coming on, O'Donoghue. She was good before sustaining her injury and was missed during the weeks she was away. Great to see her back out there. She's working hard to try and make something for her side. That's a Perth free kick. And into the book goes Bethany Gordon.
She's tugging at the shirt of Tatham there. And again, you don't want to be giving away free kicks, especially at this point of the game. It's dangerous. You can see Perth now pushing all their players up, throwing everything at it. El Abdul Massi standing over it. Let's see, does she go for the shot or does she go for the cross? Is she going to be the hero again here for Perth Glory?
Oh, she's looking around over her shoulder for some guidance. Ella Abdul Massi, the stoppage time hero from last week. What can she produce on this set piece for Perth Glory? The delivery is good, up and high, and Sally James comes out and grabs confidently. Good bit of goalkeeping.
It's a great delivery there by El Abdul Massi because it puts Sally James here in two minds, whether you come or whether you go. It's that dangerous ball, which, you know, the timing of the goalkeeper there of Sally James is so important. And a great take by Sally James.
Well, wasn't to be for a second week in a row for Abdul Massi. And clever here by James. So she'll just eat into as much time as possible. Hurried along by O'Donoghue, but into the final 60 seconds of stoppage time. Canberra need to hold on to possession. Gordon has her pocket picked. Nice little touch by Abdul Massi. The pass released to win, but a little narrow. So 30 seconds remain. Canberra holding on for dear life here at home. And James will take as much time as she can squeeze out of this goal kick. Remaining time will largely be in the hands of referee Georgia Ghirardello to see this one out. James goes long. Keen's header. Release by Robers is clever. First time ball in is excellent. Doesn't quite draw away from Casey Dumont as much as it needed, but that looked promising for Canberra. Long, high, searching ball from Dumont. Can Perth fashion one last chance? Well, not up that end of the field, they can't. Here's Ruby Nathan again. And that might be all she wrote this afternoon. Canberra throw. Markovski. Just trying to hold on to possession. Perth throw. Nodded back, and Johnston toes it through to Heyman. Markovski, will she go to the corner? She will. Smart play by the striker. The temptation to head to goal. Still a Canberra throw. Well, all in the discretion of the referee's watch now. In the corner, and still throw favours the way of the home side.
Some beautiful singing there by the fans of Canberra United.
Well, there always is. And there it is, the full-time whistle to draw this one to a close. They held on for dear life, but Canberra make it undefeated in 3. 3 points at home and a valuable win to see them keep finals football well and truly alive, with thanks to a goal by captain Liz Anton in the 56th minute. It sees the home side seal the deal in the nation's capital. Perth threw everything at it but couldn't find an equaliser, couldn't get back into the game. So we wrap up here at Michaela Park. The full-time score, Canberra United 1, Perth Glory 0. Well, the second half somewhat came alive, Kath Canuli. We had a little bit more to see. And this was what got things underway. This was Liz Anton poking the ball into the back of the net.
It sure was, and with Canberra United's only goal or shot on target, it was Captain Anton who put the ball into the back of the net, and there was a great ball in there and a bit scrappy.